All candidates participating in Saturday's Ondo State governorship election have signed a pact to ensure a violence-free election and accept the result of the exercise. Hi, welcome to What's Happening. These are the top 10 stories now. At number 10, the European Union has declared its support for the Nigerian candidate for the World Trade Organization Director General Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala and her Korean counterpart Yoo Myung-yi. An unnamed official source disclosed the decision of the union to Bloomberg on Monday. Aside Okonjo-Iweala and Myung-hee, the race of the next WTO DG has one more female candidate, Amina Mohammed, who did not get the support of the EU. Weeks ago, 8 candidates were shortlisted to 5 through a selection process. The remaining 5 candidates that will advance to the next round of elimination are Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala of Nigeria, Yoo Myung-hee of the Republic of Korea, Amina Mohammed of Kenya, Mohamed Maziad of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and Liam Fox of the United Kingdom. The 25-year-old organization plans to announce 2 finalists after October 6th and announce the winner by November 7th. Okonjo-Iweala also has the support of the Economic Community of West African States. At number 9, investors in the Nigerian stock market gained 297 billion naira on Monday as 36 firms recorded price appreciation at the end of trading. The Nigerian Stock Exchange All-Share Index and the market capitalization rose further by 2.11%. The market's breadth also closed positive, with 36 gainers against 10 losers. The All-Share Index rose by 568.72 basis points or 2.11% to close at 27,554.49 as against 26,985.77 recorded the previous day. The market capitalization of equities appreciated by 297 billion naira to close higher at 14.40 trillion naira. Meanwhile, a turnover of 603.95 million shares in 5,984 deals was recorded in the day's trading. At number 8, operatives of the Delta State Police Command have arrested the videographer behind last Saturday's viral video alleging the killing of one person by officials of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad in Ughelli North Local Government area of the state. The videographer Nicholas Makolomi was arrested on Monday at an undisclosed location in Ughelli by the detectives. According to a senior security source from the State Police Command Asaba, the suspect has been transferred to the Department of Criminal Investigation Department for onward investigation and will be charged to court on allegations of inciting violence, false information, and other criminal charges in relation to the cyber criminal laws. At number 7, gunmen have killed 6 persons, including a traditional ruler in Weren community of Riyom local government area of Plateau State. The gunmen, believed to be herdsmen, stormed the village and started shooting sporadically, leading to the killing of at least 6 persons. Several others were said to be seriously injured in the attack. It was gathered that a former village head of Weren was due for coronation when he was shot and killed while trying to escape from the attackers. Eyewitnesses said the assailants, armed with AK-47 rifles and other deadly weapons, invaded the community at about 9 p.m. on Monday, shooting everyone on sight. The Commissioner of Police, Edward Ebuka, who confirmed the attack, described it as unfortunate. At number 6, President Muhammadu Buhari will on Thursday present the 2021 budget estimate at a joint session of both chambers of the National Assembly. The letter conveying his intention to present the budget to the National Assembly was read during plenary on Tuesday by the President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, through his special assistant on media, Ezra Tabiowo. The letter says, "May I crave the kind indulgence of the distinguished Senate to grant me the slot of 11 hours on Thursday, 8th October 2020, to formally present the 2021 appropriation bill to the joint session of the National Assembly. While I look forward to addressing the joint session, please accept, Mr. Senate President, the assurances of my highest regard." At number 5, popular musician Naira Marley has cancelled plans to organize a peaceful protest against police brutality in the country. Naira Marley had announced on Monday that he would lead a peaceful protest against constant police brutality in the country on Tuesday. But the singer stated via his verified Twitter account on Tuesday that he cancelled the planned protest because a lot of changes are being made right now. His tweet says, "We won't be protesting anymore because there are a lot of changes being made right now. As a Malian, we will give them a week to see the changes, and if there are no changes, we will start a mass protest. #TogetherWeCan." The Nigeria Police Force also announced on their official Twitter account that the spokesperson of the force, DCP Frank Mba, would have an Instagram live interview with Naira Marley to answer questions and discuss the concerns of young Nigerians on the issues of SARS operations. At number 4, due to the coronavirus pandemic, the trial of Hush Puppy, the Nigerian Instagram celebrity facing fraud charges in the US, has been moved to 2021. According to the Chamber's orders of Judge Otis Wright, the jury trial will continue by 9 a.m. on May 4, 2021. In June, the 37-year-old, who is known for flaunting his opulent lifestyle on social media, was arrested in Dubai by some special operatives, including the Emirati police officers and Federal Bureau of Investigation operatives. In July, Hush Puppy, alongside Olalekan Ponle, popularly known as Woodbury, was extradited to Chicago in the United States, where he was first arraigned for internet fraud amounting to hundreds of millions of dollars. The United States authorities have also postponed until next year the sentencing of Nigerian businessman Obiwanne Ukeke, aka Invictus Obi, who was convicted of conspiracy to commit fraud. At number 3, China is in talks to have its locally produced COVID-19 vaccines assessed by the World Health Organization as a step towards making them available for international use. This was disclosed by an official of the World Health Organization on Tuesday. Hundreds of thousands of essential workers and other groups considered at high risk in China have allegedly been given locally developed vaccines, even as clinical trials had not been fully completed. Meanwhile, the locally developed vaccines had raised safety concerns among experts. Socorro Escalate, World Health Organization's coordinator for essential medicines and health technologies in the Western Pacific region, told a news conference conducted online that China had held preliminary discussions with the World Health Organization to have its vaccines included in a list for emergency use. At number 2, there was fear on Tuesday in Igbo-Rosun along Aso Odo Road, Badagry, Lagos, as some residents defied possible explosion to scoop petroleum products from the scene of a fallen tanker. The incident reportedly occurred in the morning as the tanker filled with 33,000 liters of petrol overturned and fell on the road. An eyewitness said despite the presence of security operatives in the area, the residents scooping the fuel continued unabated. However, the Chief Executive Officer, Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, Dr. Olufemi Oke Osoyintolu, said the agency's attention had been drawn to the incident and an emergency response plan had been activated. Finally, at number 1, all candidates participating in Saturday's Ondo State governorship election have signed a pact to ensure a violence-free election and accept the results of the exercise. The candidates of the All Progressives Congress, Governor Rotimi Akeredolu, the People's Democratic Party, Eyitayo Jegede, the Zenith Labour Party, and 13 other candidates signed the accord facilitated by the National Peace Committee on Tuesday. The signing was witnessed by the National Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, Sultan of Sokoto Abubakar Saad, Bishop of Sokoto Diocese Hassan Kuka, former Bishop of Abuja Diocese John Onayekan, traditional rulers, among others. Always remember to wear your mask, wash your hands, and stay safe. That's all for today. See you next time on What's Happening.